In this video, I dive headfirst into AI to see if it is a consistent and reliable tool for designing LEGO sets. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Hello there ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DailyWeeklyBuilds for yet another video. Today we're going to be hopping on the trends that's been all over YouTube for the past few months, and we're going to be having a look at AI. More specifically, we're going to be seeing if AI can make a LEGO set. And what I mean by that is we're going to be using a few different AI image generators to see if we can get them to make the best LEGO set of all time. So that out of the way, let's get into it. I'm excited to try this out. I haven't really used any AI stuff before, so yeah, let's just get straight into it. Okay, so here we are in our first AI image generator. This one is called Hotpot. I've never heard of this one. I've heard of like one or two, but I haven't ever actually heard of Hotpot. So this is going to be interesting. Now, again, this might not even work. This might not even be able to make us a LEGO image. But I'm going to ask it to make me the best LEGO set ever and just see what we can come up with. So I believe we just type it in here. If I just type in the best LEGO set ever, lovely. And we can actually change the style. That's kind of cool. Oh wow, there's a lot. Okay. Would 3D Roblox actually be like the best kind of style? Or maybe 3D Minecraft? Ooh. You know what, just because I don't really know what to do with this, I'm just going to go for the first one that looks kind of normal, which is 3D General 1. And we're just going to hit create and see what we can come up with. I'll be back with you once it's generated. Okay, so we've actually got a pretty decent result here. Now, I will say the image is actually really low resolution, but that's because this is a free website where you have to buy credits to be able to enlarge stuff to a higher resolution. So unfortunately, we are stuck with this, quite frankly, very pixelated image. You can get the gist of what it is. It's like sort of a mix between modulars and city, and I actually quite like this. I think this is actually a really successful result. And they've even included minifigures by the looks of the bomb, if this is a minifigure. I mean, I think these are meant to be, but this guy looks like he's like half made of wheels. I don't know. But anyway, this actually turned out really well. I love these brick-built clouds. Obviously, in real life, the brick-built clouds probably wouldn't be a real thing because, honestly, to be able to get them to look even half decent, you need a trillion transparent pieces to hold them up. But overall, this is really cool. I think this is very successful. I mean, it looks like a LEGO set. This looks like it would be on LEGO Box Style, which I think is really nicely done. And honestly, it's a bigger set than I was expecting AI to be able to generate. And we've even got a nice little palm tree there, which looks like quite a nice design. And overall, I'm very impressed. It's definitely feels like a LEGO set. It looks like a very tangible, real kind of LEGO set that you could go out and buy. So I'm going to try this again with a different of the art styles, just see if it comes up with any different results, or if this is sort of the set in stone image for this specific search, and it'll just kind of stylize it a bit more. So as I mentioned just when we came onto this website, I'm going to try this in the 3D Roblox 1 style. Now this might look hideous, but we'll see. Okay, so this is with the Roblox style. I've got to say, this is again an amazing kind of result, and it is actually quite different from the other one. If we just quickly switch to that. Okay, so this is the original one that we got, and as you can tell, they are very similar. Now, obviously the designs are different, but I actually quite like both of them. I think the Roblox one has its own kind of charm, and that feels more like I guess kind of like a creator 3-in-1. Not to say that this doesn't, because this definitely gives me creator 3-in-1 vibes, but both sets so far have genuinely surprised me. I wasn't expecting these to be half as good as they are, so far this AI stuff is sort of convincing me. Now, out of the two, I've got to say, I know the other set is a bit more complex, there's a bit more going on with it, but I think I actually kind of prefer this. Now, there is what I presume is a tree growing out of the roof, which, yeah, it's a bit odd, but it gives me a very kind of like I said, like creator 3-in-1 kind of like lighthouse, like church vibe, and that's pretty much what this is. It's a lighthouse and a church kind of smashed into one. And again, we've got these kind of brick-built clouds, so to speak, which look okay. I think they look a bit better than the other render, but this isn't bad at all. And again, I apologize for the low resolution, but I'm not paying for this for one video. So here you can see our two renders side by side that we got from Hotpot, and genuinely surprised and very pleasantly so about this. I think this is actually really successful at doing what I've asked it to do. Now, it's not the best Lego set ever. I mean, obviously it's not. It's a very kind of what I expected in kind of like a traditional sort of a morph of different themes, different style of Lego sets, but it definitely captures the vibe, and this kind of thing is the type of thing that Lego would put out. And again, I feel as though these are very much so in that kind of creator 3-in-1 kind of style. They've got that kind of mix between like a modular and a city set, and that's kind of what creator 3-in-1s do. Now, I'm not going to be doing any more of these styles on here. I think 2 images for one website is good enough. But if you would like to check out for yourself, be sure to check out a link in the description. I'll be listing all of the websites I use for this video down in the description, so if you are interested, check it out through that. This isn't sponsored, I'm just letting you know. Okay, so we are now on to our second website. This one here is called Night Cafe. Now, again, I've never heard of this one, and you can get kind of different styles on this one as well. So now I'm just going to put in the same prompt of the best Lego set ever, and we shall see what this comes up with. Now, let me quickly have a look at their styles. No, never mind. We will not be looking at their styles. Okay, so I'm just going to use their basic Night Cafe style and see what happens. We'll see if anything happens. Now, I'm not going to disclude any kind of designs or... Oh my goodness. Wow, so I am blown away by what this has done. This is definitely leagues above our last one. This looks incredible. Now, again, this is kind of a mixture of modulars and creator 3-in-1. I think this probably had like the reference of maybe like the Viking ship and maybe like the lighthouse because of the glowing windows, but also could look some modulars. But the way this kind of trails up, this is really interesting. There's a lot to look at here, and I am genuinely shocked by this. Yeah, I think for the best kind of Lego set and design of a Lego set, this is absolutely leagues above the previous site. And again, if you do want to check out this website, it will be down in the description, and you can put in any prompts you want. So it's really kind of interesting. Now, because we did the different styles with the other website, I am going to just try it out here. I'm going to try out their epic style. And this website actually created it a lot quicker than the others did. So it's kind of really cool. Oh my goodness. Okay, so again, with the epic style, this is insane. The AI has made this. Now, obviously, this is very, very Lego Harry Potter inspired. You can tell it's, you know, you've got like a bit of the Great Hall here. I believe this is like the observatory tower. Maybe there's a bit of like Diagon Alley in here, but as you can see, this gave us like a good few different images, and it looks really cool. Now, does it look Lego-y? Kind of, but not massively, and maybe that's just because of the low resolution. I can't really tell what's going on, but this is super, super promising. I mean, this website alone has done so much here, and it did it really quickly. I think in terms of an actual Lego set, like I say, I don't think this is quite as successful as the last one or even the other website. But as a general kind of design, this is really lovely. And I've got to say that I would, if this was a Lego set, I'd be very interested. This looks very detailed, and it gives me, like I say, it gives me like a Harry Potter vibe. It gives me definitely like a Hogwartsy kind of thing. And you know what, I know I just mentioned that this could be Diagon Alley here. This is the Burrow. That's definitely borrowed from like the Burrow set, and like I say, you've got like the Great Hall here, you've got the main tower. This is really interesting. I absolutely love this. This is really, really cool. So far, I believe this website is far and away beating out our last one. So on to the next website. Okay, so this next one is called Deep AI, and I've got to say, I really like the website design of this. If I didn't have those ads on screen, I do have ad block. It's just clearly not working. The AI is too smart for me. So like with the first two, we do have an option for styles here. So I'm just going to go with, I guess this is a painterly style. That's like a kind of realistic style. What's this one? It's like a cartoony robot kind of style. However, I think the best one for us will be this kind of style. It's kind of like isometric sort of style. So we'll see what this makes. Okay, so this is what Deep AI made, and it's not really a Lego set, is it? I mean, it looks like Lego. That's one thing I'll give this. This looks like Lego, and it's really kind of well rendered in that regard. I think the resolution might be a bit higher than the previous two, but it's not really a Lego set. It's some bricks. I mean, it's still cool that AI can do this, but it's just a bit, yeah. Don't know if we can really count that one either, but I mean, it made us Lego, I guess. This could technically be a set. I mean, it's stranger things have happened at LEGO. But overall, yeah, it's fine. It's not a LEGO set. Like I say, it's some bricks, and that's about it. However, I don't feel as though that was a fully accurate representation of the website. So I'm going to try out this again, but with a different style. I'm going to be using this, I guess, kind of photorealistic panda kind of thing. Now, I will say that the past two websites that we used were far quicker than the first one. This is by far and away just not instant. It still takes a minute, but it is far quicker. But maybe that's because these websites have kind of a lower gallery of images to kind of compile and generate from. Or maybe the AI is just quicker. I don't really know how this works, to be honest. I'm just here for the good times. So let's press generate and see what we get. Well, that's either the cutest or most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so overall it's given us two kind of options that aren't really LEGO sets. So I'm not really sure if this website's in the running for the best LEGO set ever. I mean, personal preference, I guess. I mean, the one up there would definitely sell. I mean, that's like, you know, everyone would be going out together. That's the next Baby Yoda. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, this AI tried. I mean, I've got to give it points for trying, but so far, I think the best one was still our second one. That made some incredible renders. Okay, so our fourth and final one here is called Crayon. Now, again, I've never heard of this. I quite like the name of it. It's quite creative with the AI in there. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, again, we're going to be using the exact same prompt we've used all video of the best LEGO set ever. And again, there's no style options on this, but we're just going to press draw. We're going to see what happens. And we've got an estimated time of 1 minute, so I guess I will join you when this is done.
1 minute later.
Okay, so we're back. So I wasn't expecting this, but we've actually got 9 images generated for us here, and these all look really cool actually. I think these are all probably some of the best, if not the best. So the first one we've got here is kind of like, well, I'd only describe as kind of like a medieval outpost type thing. And that actually looks really kind of cool. I mean, it's very kind of, like with all these, it's very kind of like mushy. And it's not really, you can't really pick out details. But you can, if you kind of squint your eyes, I think that's kind of how you're meant to take in this AI art. If you just squint your eyes, which I think is kind of the style with most of these AIs, and that's kind of what I've found out through doing this, is that if you just look at it from a distance, half close your eyes, and it looks wonderful. You can kind of make out what individual bricks are and what different pieces and bits go where, and it looks pretty cool. So I guess these down here are meant to be our minifigures, and you know, you've got, I guess, some sort of like railing there and like a flag up there, and overall it's really not bad. I'm not saying this is bad at all, because this looks like something that would be in like an old like LEGO system set or something like that. So let's go on to the next one that's generated for us. Now this one is really cool actually. This is giving me heavy kind of like Ninjago vibes, which again is what I imagine the kind of stock images that this AI is referenced from is kind of doing. Like that didn't really make sense, but you know what I mean. Like I imagine this was primarily made up of Ninjago kind of box art and renders. It looks cool. It looks really cool. Like not maybe as like a set, but the fact that AI has just made me a LEGO set. You know, like I say, it's mushy, it's not perfect, but it do the job. If you're looking for inspiration for your own kind of mocks and builds, this is actually a really useful tool, I think. So here, obviously, we have some kind of like vehicle set, which is really, really not bad. You've got a helicopter, you've got like 3 different style cars, and I'll be honest, even though the sets at the beginning were really nice, I actually think this might be one of my favorites. Just because this does look like LEGO. Now, again, it's a bit mushy. You sort of have to close one eye, look at it from an angle type thing. But this, you can tell what it's meant to be. I mean, they're obviously meant to be cars. I mean, this right here is obviously meant to be a helicopter. And it's cool. It's cool, man. I like this. This might be one of my favorites. This is probably what my sleep paralysis demon looks like. Never mind. I take it back. This is what my sleep paralysis demon looks like. Okay, so I don't know why this set to me is saying like Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. Now again, like as I've said for all these, it's kind of mushy. You sort of have to pretend you know what's going on. You can get a rough sort of idea of what's happening in this, and I like that. This feels like a very Lego-y set. This is definitely the kind of thing that they'd class as like, oh, this is the visitor center for Jurassic Park. Okay, so we've got what I'd assume is kind of like another sort of medieval type thing. I'd guess this down here would be like your knight, even though he looks more like a spaceman. And he's a bit bigger than everything else. One thing I'm finding with this is that there are shapes in this that do look like certain pieces that Lego have. Like this here, I can kind of imagine what that piece is. And this down here would be one of those blue crate type pieces. And, you know, there are bits in this that I can sort of get an idea of what's going on, which is really interesting. All right, I know I've said it twice, but scrap that. That is my sleep paralysis demon. Okay, so just ignoring the fact that the devil themselves are on my screen right now, we're going to take a look at the set. And to be honest, this seems like the most Lego-y one of them all. This gives me heavy kind of city vibes, sort of facade of a building. And this one is actually really kind of nice. Not nice in terms of design, it's not the type of thing I'd buy, but it's cool. I get what they're doing, but the scary thing is just that person. And, yeah, I'm not going to be sleeping for a while. Okay, and on to the final one. We've got this kind of like beach hut type thing here. And again, it gives me Lego vibes. It definitely does. And it's just really cool. I haven't actually used any of this. I've sort of been a bit hesitant to get into AI stuff because after hearing all the stuff about AI artists and, you know, that kind of whole shebang, I was a bit hesitant. But this is actually really kind of cool. I've got to admit, I have really enjoyed looking at these. And it's given me some pretty good inspiration. Okay, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was my look into AI art and can it be used as a tool for making Lego sets? I think the answer is kind of. Now, by no means am I saying this is a bad tool or this was a failure of a test, because honestly, it was far more successful than I was expecting. I was expecting us to get like no images at all, maybe like a minifigure render or something like that, and there were one or two of those along the way. But for the most part, this did produce for us really cool looking sets, and I'm pleasantly surprised by what we actually got by looking at this. Now, is it genuinely a good tool for designing Lego sets? I think this is a really good idea for sort of mock-ups and inspiration. If you've got kind of like, I guess if you've got like builder's block, this could be a really useful tool for sort of getting like the cogs turning and just sort of getting an idea of what you want to build. And, you know, sometimes that's really hard with Lego. It's a very kind of creative hobby and it can be difficult to even conceptualize an idea to begin with. So in that regards, I think AI could definitely be helpful. Now, I'm not saying that Lego themselves should switch to doing that. I think the set designers for Lego do an amazing job for the most part. And I think that they should continue to just hire actual people to do those kind of jobs. But I think in terms of an inspiration kind of tool, and, you know, I look at this the same way that I look at sort of like random word generators that use AI. It's just giving you ideas based off what you're giving it, but by no means is that kind of the final results that you should go with. If you're trying to think of a name for your fantasy D&D character, sure, look out kind of like fantasy-esque names, but don't just go with the first one it gives you. Kind of roll it over in your head, see if there's ways that you prefer it, and I think that definitely applies here with Lego. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments below. Will you be using AI yourself for any kind of Lego-related projects or any kind of creative stuff, even if it's not Lego? I mean, I'm an illustrator and a graphic designer, so anything creative I love. So be sure to let me know. Be sure to subscribe to Daily Weekly Builds. We are so close to 800 subscribers and we'd absolutely love to get there as soon as we can. Thank you all so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated and have a good day. Bye bye.